Sergey Kovalev versus Anthony Yarde is apparently close for June 29th. The deal is nearly done, according to reports. Now, we'll find out if the fight goes ahead, whether or not Tunde Ajayi has done a good job managerially and as a trainer for Anthony Yarde. I've said many times, even though I've criticized Tunde Ajayi as a PR man, I think his PR skills are non-existent, and he actually serves to make people dislike Team Yarde rather than like them and get behind them. So I think Tunde has done Anthony Yarde a disservice in terms of PR. But with regards to his ability as a trainer, I've always said that I actually think Tunde is a good trainer because I'm impressed by Anthony Yarde's ability to pick up boxing technique as quickly as he has, given the fact he's only had 12 amateur fights, as we all know by this point. So I'm impressed by that, and I'm impressed with the technique that Tunde has taught him. Look, Anthony Yarde's technique is not perfect, but it is pretty good, right? It's pretty polished for somebody who's so inexperienced. And as much as I have to give Anthony Yarde credit for that, because he's picked it up very easily and he's a, very talented, athletic individual, but I also have to give credit to Tunde Ajayi for being able to bring that out of him. So yeah, no issue with Tunde as a trainer per se. Maybe no issue with Tunde as a manager either. I guess we'll find out if and when Anthony Yarde fights Sergey Kovalev, because Tunde's been watching Kovalev closely. He's been studying him. He's been to watch his past 2 fights. Maybe Tunde really believes that Yarde can beat him. Maybe he's seen something that we haven't, because of course everybody is concerned about the huge leap in class from fighting somebody like a Travis Reeves to fighting a Sergey Kovalev. That is an enormous leap. So it's a calculated risk, or it's just a complete stab in the dark. We'll find out if and when this fight takes place. And if Anthony Yarde goes over there and beats Kovalev in Russia, Tunde deserves an enormous amount of credit as a trainer and as a manager. Again, the PR part of the deal, I think he's terrible. But as a trainer and manager, the proof is in the pudding, and we'll see if this fight takes place on June 29. However, there is one situation which is yet to be resolved with regards to Sergey Kovalev. As you can see here from this Boxing Scene article from last month, a month ago now, the headline reads, Sergey Kovalev has court date for assault charges on April 19. Now, April 19 came and went. I didn't hear anything about the court date. He was supposed to find out if he was going to be formally charged. And he was looking at, I think was it 2 to 4 years if he was found guilty. So, yeah, very, very serious situation for Sergey Kovalev. I've heard nothing of it since. Now, in this Boxing Social interview, Frank Warren was recently asked about the Sergey Kovalev legal battle or legal situation with him potentially facing charges. And Frank Warren just said, that's a US issue. I don't know what's going on with that. But if Sergey Kovalev gets stripped, like let's say he ends up getting charged and he has to fight it in court, if Kovalev gets stripped, then Anthony Yarde will be available to fight the next highest ranked contender. Is that what Frank Warren thinks is going to happen anyway? Does he believe that Sergey Kovalev will get stripped? And is that what this is really all about? Or is there a very good chance that Kovalev won't get stripped and that this fight actually will go ahead on, which date was it again? June 29. Now, I still can't quite get my head around why Kovalev's team have apparently offered Anthony Yarde, what is it, $4.5 million for this fight that they're apparently paying him. I can't get my head around that because Anthony Yarde is not a big star in the UK. He's certainly not a big star in Russia. Why would you pay that much for a mandatory challenger? Why not let it go to purse bids? Were they really that worried about being outbid? Did they really think that Frank Warren was going to put up crazy money to get Anthony Yarde versus Sergey Kovalev in the UK with, BT Sport backing him. I don't know. Maybe BT Sport were willing to put in some kind of crazy bid. I mean, I guess they're trying to build stars, right? But it could have gone horribly wrong. I don't know. It's just a strange one to me, because if it had gone to purse bids and Anthony Yarde would have got, 20% or 25%? How much would Kovalev be getting? Let's say it went to purse bids and the bid was, the winning purse bid is not going to be $20 million, is it? For Sergey Kovalev versus Anthony Yarde? Do you think Frank Warren would bid anywhere near that? Because if the winning bid was 20 million, then of course, if Yarde gets a quarter, that's 5 million. Do you understand what I'm telling you? So that's the kind of money they would have had to bid to surpass what Anthony Yarde is apparently getting for this Kovalev fight. So I don't know why they're paying him this much. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm happy they're paying him this much, if indeed this figure is true. It's great for Anthony Yarde. Again, this is prize fighting. It's a dangerous sport, and I'm always pro fighter. So if you get the opportunity to make a crazy amount of money, more money than you're actually worth, if you get that opportunity, somebody makes you that offer, I'm very happy for you. You get the opportunity to secure your family's future and your own future for life, and maybe a couple generations after that. So I'm very happy for him, but I still can't quite get my head around why they would pay Anthony Yarde, a mandatory challenger, that much money. Why didn't they just go to purse bids and pay him less? Because the winning bid would have done, I don't know, I reckon 10 million or less. That's what I think the winning bid would have been. 10 million or less. Do you really think BT and Warren would have bid more than that? I don't know. You let me know, people. Anthony Yarde hasn't filled out any big arenas. He's never filled out the Manchester Arena or the O2 and headline there. So, yeah. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Anthony Yarde versus Sergey Kovalev. Apparently, nearly a done deal for June 29. Can Anthony Yarde go over there and do it? Or will he be crushed in Russia? Will the fight take place at all? Does Frank Warren think it's going to take place? Does Tony Ajayi really think it's going to take place? Does Anthony Yarde really think it's going to take place? Or are they banking on Sergey Kovalev being stripped because of these potential charges that he's facing? Let me know what you think in the comments, people. It's happening. I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.